Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to your February astrology. And it's a really important month. There is so much going on this month that could transform not only our lives, but the external world. We have a stellium. We have 5 planets in Aquarius. So put it this way, the vibe is all about freedom, personal freedom, freedom in the world. It's a very humanitarian vibe. It's a visionary vibe. And also it's brilliant for manifesting the future in a real way, in a magical way, in all ways. Now, the challenge of this month, which has been talked about for a long time about astrologers, how important this is the Saturn-Uranus square. Saturn is about restriction, control, limitation to a certain extent. And we have Uranus, who is about freedom, is about the unexpected, is about revolution, is about change. So, in many ways, we've been witnessing this a lot. So let's talk about, I know a lot of people say, we don't talk politics. I will say the world is going through a transition. This is a reality that we all have to face. But if you want me to focus on you, put it this way. The structures and the resistance that we've put up in our own life are going to clash with this new sense of revolution, of thoughts about what we really need, maybe a genius idea, maybe some surprise that helps us transform and free ourselves. But ultimately, we have the choice in the world and within ourselves. Do we choose freedom, or do we choose to remain in the structures that confine us? I know it's intense. I told you it was intense. The good news is other lovely things that are happening this month is Venus goes into lovely old Pisces. Hopefully there'll be a lot of empathy around to help us on our way to make these decisions. And yeah, the Pisces vibe is coming in at the end of the month. But you know what? Let's make the most of this Aquarius energy. Believe in manifestation and that you can transform your future. Do some work around manifesting, and be a visionary for yourself and the world. Why not? Here's your monthly astrology. Hey Capricorn, are you ready to dig deep and find a sweet spot of security and abundance? I'm sure you are. And this month is offering all of that and a bag of chips. You have great opportunity ahead of you to feel safer in yourself and in the world. And of course, there are things we've got to learn. There are things we've got to stretch. There are things we've got to let go of. But this is an opportunity for you to build. And you do love to build, and you're really good at building. So I reckon this has got good vibes for you this month. Starts off with Venus, the planet of love and abundance, going into your security zone. But it's also your sensual zone. So it's enjoying the sensuality of lives. Even if you're celibate and not into sexuality or not, that's not your thing. You can enjoy the pleasures of life, and you're building up a secure future for yourself. You're feeling safer. You're laying down roots. You're creating a structure that makes you feel comfortable. Okay, there might be a bit of fallout from someone or something because it's squaring Mars. The sun is squaring Mars, which is creating, squares are opportunities, but it's finding the balance between pleasure and security and what that means to you. And there's a much more important message on that coming up in a minute. Anyway, Venus and Saturn are joining forces, so you are aided by Saturn to help you lay down these solid foundations. And Venus, is adding sensuality, whatever that means to you, joy, pleasure to this groundedness. And you should be feeling, or you have the potential to feel more secure in your intimate relationships. Now, the new moon is going to bring a peak of that energy, and it's about letting go of old ideas that may be stopping you from having the security that you seek, from having the opportunity to build and to move into this space where you feel not only secure, but surrounded by abundance and wonder. And that really is a possibility for you if you do the work. Everything is leading you in that direction. But what do you have to let go of to get there? And it's time to be crucially honest with yourself. The same day as that new moon, we have Venus, the planet of love, joining forces with Jupiter. I mean, that is such a good omen. Woven throughout this month is just so much opportunity. And if you do the work, there is no limit to the abundance that you can draw to you. What is the challenge of this month? Well, it's a challenge also wrapped in opportunity. It's the Saturn square Uranus, which is important to us for the whole year, actually. But basically, put it this way, let's talk about the news. What the big news of last week was the stock market going through a roller coaster thanks to a bunch of mavericks on Reddit that decided to buy stock in GameStop, which the traders and the billionaires had decided that they were short on, i.e. they would bet money on it going down. And of course it didn't, because all these people got together and bought shares in it and potentially made a lot of money themselves, but also created great shockwaves through the stock market. And this does not surprise me at all, because Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, the old structures of making money, controlling the world through money, and profiting from people's doom and disaster, those days are coming to an end. Not straight away, but they are coming to an end. And the fact that there was a square to Uranus, the planet of the unpredictable, wow, I mean, it created this big shift. And that shift is kind of, now we know about this shift. Now we know that can be done. You're going to see a lot more of it. There's a lot of surprises coming to the stock market and the world and financial institutions. Anyway, how does this impact you? Well, we're all going through the Saturn square Uranus in our personal lives as well. And for you, it's about security and pleasure and creativity. What shock, what surprise, what you need to let go of, what revolution needs to happen in your own world around those areas. But, you've got great gains to have through letting go and shocking yourself into making changes. Now, as the month goes on, we have the Sun and Venus going into Pisces and your communication zone. Lots of really important conversations. Of course, Mercury is retrograde until the 21st. But after that, I know it's in retro shadow, but after that, some interesting conversations are coming your way. There should be very important news. You should be having very important ideas. There could also be an important flirtation and communication that stimulates you and excites you. Mars is also trine Pluto. Pluto is in your sign. I think there's a big liberation coming to you, and you're going to find a whole new way of experience pleasure, happiness and fulfillment. I'm excited for you. The full moon is in your adventure zone. There could be a peak experience of adventure, but certainly you'll have a desire to travel or learn or explore. Anyway, interesting times. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon.
My name's Jonathan. I'm a natural intuitive, healer, empath and coach. I think in my readings people feel a sense of a safe space where they can really be themselves, let go. A motivating and empowering conversation, that's the best way I can describe it. But the way I work, I will instantly make a connection with you and validate that. If I don't, I will tell you otherwise. When the phone rings, I prepare myself. I get a little bit of a sense of what the reading may be, but ultimately for me, it's the first instance of linking with somebody through their voice vibration. It's me getting into your energy and bringing to the surface what you may need to know to move forward for yourself. When you can give somebody a piece of information that maybe will be very personal or relevant to them and you wouldn't have known this otherwise, it's a very enthusing and inspiring time for the reader and the client. Particularly me, I enjoy people's positive reactions to my readings.